Hi Intuiface family, I'm Shane Paisley, Chief Strategy Officer and Partner with DesignRev. It's exciting to be here with you today to discuss the topic of how to choose a customer or client engagement model when it comes to the Intuiface platform, or whether to go secret sauce or totally open door as it's recently been termed. I think it's important to note when I was approached with the opportunity to speak with you today that my single condition was to allow me to be able to be objective, to be open, to be able to present something from my unique experience as an agency owner and through the lens of an agency working with Intuiface in a wide variety of ways with a wide variety of clients. So in our limited time together, I'll try to deliver some strategic insights that will hopefully help you better decide how to choose and develop your own engagement models. Here at DesignRev, we're developing with Intuiface some experiences that range from single standalone experiences like kiosks or digital signage to multiple experiences that live under one account that go wide and deep across our clients' product lines and global markets, with hundreds of licenses in deployment to go with it. So I'm going to try and keep the discussions specific to our topic, yet broad enough that the wide range of professionals in the audience that are using Intuiface in different ways in different industries and different markets can also apply these insights to their business. You'll see me again at the end of the presentation where I'll be available for your questions. So let's dig into it, shall we? And first, let me introduce DesignRev. Our full name is Design Revolution Studios, but our friends call us DesignRev. Soon celebrating our 18th year in business, we're a globally integrated, full-service agency working with a wide variety of clients that oftentimes require simplified strategies for complex engagement, sales, or distribution models, making our team experienced enterprise-level solution providers. With an internal UI/UX lab, we design, build, and deploy media-rich, multi-touch experiences that are human-oriented, seamless, and scalable. Our global headquarters is in Reading, Pennsylvania, which puts us close to the city of Philadelphia. We're Intuiface Platinum Creative Experts, and as such, we work closely with the internal dev teams at Intuiface. We initially discovered the Intuiface platform in perhaps an unlikely way, while searching for an alternative to PowerPoint and Prezi to fulfill a client project. Soon after, we developed a deeper development and working relationship with the company. Now that the formalities are out of the way, let's get down to business on the topic of secret sauce versus open door. First, we'll take a quick trip back in time to revisit a situation that, to this day, my business partner continues to remind me of when presented with decisions on engagement models. Let's go back to the fall of 2003. My business partner and I just started this new boutique agency called Design Revolution. And at the time, we were a regional agency mainly focused on print and digital design, a little something that we called open source content management systems and web development. Sounds pretty fancy, right? Man, did we clean up. Business was good. We thought we were just the greatest thing since sliced bread. And as early adopters of the technology, we got good with the technology. Real good, actually. I distinctly remember staff meetings early on regarding our marketing and absolutely freaking out because the concepts that the creative department presented to me had WordPress development all over them. I'm sure it went a little something like, you can't bleep and tell them it's WordPress, that's trade secret. In return for my coaching, I received a lot of blank stares and silence, and so we continued down that path for quite a while. And then came the day that we lost what we thought was a slam dunk prospective client pitch. So I picked up the phone and I inquired why the client didn't choose us. The response? Hey Shane, loved you guys. You guys are actually our first choice, but we decided to go with these guys who are working on this WordPress platform. You know, it's open source too. Sounds real similar to what you guys presented. But we would feel more comfortable going with something that was a little bit more, prevalent. Needless to say, it was a time in my professional career that warranted a pause and, let's say, a reevaluation in how we were articulating technology innovations as they related to our agency skill set. Fast forward 18 years, and you know what? Being open about our proficiency on the WordPress platform didn't stop us from growing the agency to a global level or working with major brands on large projects. Now, don't misunderstand me. Business is a competitive landscape, and there are always pros and cons relating to the level of openness regarding partners, suppliers, or tools in the toolbox. Engagement models are certainly subjective business decisions, and what's right for one business use case might not be suitable for another. Regarding the decision to be more transparent about our relationship with the WordPress platform made sense for us at the time and just simply prompted us to reevaluate our engagement models and how secret we wanted to keep the secret sauce. Speaking of secret sauce, let's take a look at that controversial concept from a slightly different angle. And what happens when secret becomes special sauce? After all, it now feels appropriate to address what everyone already might be thinking and discuss the sauce in the room, so to say. And what comes to everyone's mind when speaking about secret sauce? Well, the secret sauce or the special sauce on the McDonald's Big Mac sandwich, of course. You see, it was a franchisee from the great state of Pennsylvania, by the way, who in 1967 developed the sandwich and the secret sauce, as it was called, from 1968, when the Big Mac was first launched, through 1974, when they changed it to special sauce. Why, you ask? Well, marketing, of course. Special just sounded better in the iconic 2 all-beef patties special sauce jingle. Guess what, guys? Cat's out of the bag, because I have the secret to the secret sauce. Here it is, the super duper extra secret sauce. I know what you're saying. The secret's out, and no one's going to buy Big Macs anymore because they can make the sauce at home. Well, let's take a look at how this might be impacting the company. Looks like they're still going strong. They're going strong because the business model wasn't built around mythical meat cooking temperatures or obscure sesame seeds or confidential potatoes or secret sauce. Instead, it's about executing consistently on convenient, culturally popular foods, available quickly, at key high visibility, high traffic geographic locations, and at lower than average prices. This is what makes their experience unique, different, and special. Today's customers have almost instant access to an unprecedented amount of information, whether it be an iconic condiment recipe or touchscreen technologies. So you can count on potential clients with pain points to be investigating options before they engage you. And even if they're not doing the pre-work and your business happens to be the first call, they are doing recon based on the keywords or phrases from your consultations. Because in today's day and age of social and digital media, where even the most secretive agencies in the world can't seem to keep a secret, secrets don't seem to stay that way for long. Besides, it really just makes for a weak value proposition, one you'll likely spend more time, resources, and energy trying to keep secret than you will innovating or closing deals. And I don't know about you all, but I like closing deals. So with these concepts in mind, let's reevaluate your engagement models. When I refer to the term engagement model, I'm referring to the process in which your organization approaches transparency of the Intuiface platform in the customer journey, including in the management of the customer and associated licensing, both pre- and post-sale. Given the high cost of acquiring new customers, succeeding at increasing the engagement of customers is a key success strategy for any business. Still, many organizations consider their partnerships, suppliers, and vendors to be competitive advantages, and are challenged about how and when to introduce them into the sales cycle. But what if there was a fourth option, a hybrid model, combining the best of both worlds, not secret sauce or open door, but rather when and how much to open the door? One of the benefits of the Intuiface platform is that it can be found across the spectrum of industries and objectives. So instead of attempting to dissect each possible use case scenario, let's consider some of the critical factors that will lead to success in determining when and how much to open the door based on your organization's sales methodology. Based on our experience with the Intuiface platform, my team has compiled a list of critical factors that most influence how and when to make the Intuiface introduction as related to your sales methodology. I won't dig too deep into the nitty-gritty of managing experiences, deployment, or licensing, as those topics relate more to actual development. However, they do play a role in evaluation of single versus multiple experience scenarios. If your use case is a single experience deployed on a device, you can technically launch the experience and have it running seamlessly without displaying any Intuiface branded software. Examples of this use case would be trade show displays, kiosks, or devices for dedicated use. In comparison, if your use case is multiple experiences developed for an account, then the user would need to access the experience panel or dashboard in order to make a selection of which experience they wanted to launch. In this scenario, the Intuiface branded player experience panel or dashboard will display. Examples of this use case would be a sales team that needs to easily access a variety of experiences or presentations depending on whom they're meeting with. Another factor to consider here is device type. If the user is utilizing a tablet device, then they'll need to click on the software icon in order to open the player, and then select an experience to launch. Other important factors like your competitive landscape, relationship with the client or customer, and stage within the sales cycle will help you to develop a comfort level optimal to your sales methodology. For instance, if your organization operates in a highly competitive environment with high volumes of new, unfamiliar customers that require higher than normal levels of technical education to close the sale, then you just might feel more comfortable opening the door a little later in the sales cycle. Conversely, in a less competitive environment or with trusted clients, the door may be open sooner. Let's move on to sales methodologies, which are likely the most effective baseline in conjunction with the factors that we just discussed for determining if, when, and how much to open the door. Your sales methodology should match your product, customer, and market. It's certainly not uncommon for organizations to employ some or all at the same time, whether it be one for enterprise-level clients or, let's say, another for a specific industry vertical. Regardless of your industry, you're likely already using one of the following most prevalent sales methodologies. We've gone ahead and plotted the customer journey in relation to the sales cycle to establish a baseline which can then be modified based on your critical factors. This will aid in optimizing when it makes sense to open the door and how much. In transactional methodologies, customers and clients are normally coming in as the result of a need or a pain point. They've already done a good bit of research before they reach out to engage for a price and timeline. Proof of concepts and prototypes are less critical of the conversation, and sales cycles are shorter, normally under 30 days. Due to the experience development timeline and the client's let's get it done attitude, this methodology has the widest variance in transparency due to normally being based on a single experience use case. In the solution methodology, the client understands they have a pain point, need for a solution, and has a pretty good idea of what solution it is they're looking for. They're not quite price shopping, which would make it transactional, but instead they're looking for specific features and functionality. There is a competitive component here, as they're most likely shopping a few other competitors for estimates. Proof of concepts and prototypes take on a greater role here, bridging the gap until it's appropriate to introduce them to the platform. Closing in days to a few weeks, typically the sales cycles here are about 30 days or under. The consultative methodology is our first primarily outbound and highly educational model. Since the customer doesn't yet understand the pain point or need for a solution, you invest in educating the client on what is important based on what you've seen in the market. You help them understand the real problem and teach them how to look for the right solution. A considerable amount of resources are allocated to developing out prototypes for education and credibility here. These are ramped up through the sales process until it's optimal to introduce them to the platform. Sales cycles here can reach anywhere from 6 months to a year. In a provocative model, we're developing innovative solutions that appeal to the very top leadership. Normally, these solutions are aimed at solving a problem before the client knows about it or even experiences it. Hi-fi prototypes are key here to entice or provoke action, and sales cycles are usually a few months, but under 12 months. So the door is open. Hopefully you've gained a little more insight in when and how much to open the door. I know it certainly can be tricky to strike a comfortable balance between secret sauce and open door, especially when it comes to the tools in your toolbox that create competitive advantages. When it comes to Intuiface, however, remember to evaluate your critical factors, optimize your sales methodology, and that innovation always has and always will be the secret to beating the competition.